Oh, I know that sound. It's time for the Beer News Report. Hi, and welcome to the Beer News Report. Cheers. Today I'm drinking Michelob Ultra. And you may be wondering, why am I drinking a light beer? Well, I'm going to answer that at the end of the show, but try to figure out if you can before I tell you. Cheers. Well, I've done 10 shows so far this year, and I decided I wanted to get some input from my viewers out there. So this show is going to be the highlight of the next 5 shows coming. Which ones do you want to see first? You don't have to pick out just one. You can pick out as many as you want. You can give weights to certain shows saying, I like this one much better than this one. But, I'd like to see what you want to see. Here are the highlighted shows. 1. Ocean farming. 2. Nanotechnology. 3. AI is winning. 4. Colonizing space. And 5. Fall of the Empires. Pick which one you like. Pretty cool shows there, huh? I'll tally up the votes and then tell you who the winner is next week. Now, since I won't know who the winner is till next week, I have to do a skit for next week, right? I can't do one of these 5 shows, which is cool. I love skits. Here's how it's going to work, though. I'm going to first put up a slide and have the number and the title of the show coming out with some graphics. You need to take down the one you like. So if you don't have a pen and paper, I suggest you stop the video and go and get one. And then each show will have about a minute, maybe a minute and a half of exciting action and drama. No. Just the strong parts of the show, right? These are highlights. I'll do 5 shows, so get your beer ready. Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready now? You get your beer? All right, cool. Let's do this. Cheers. We have enough land to feed the world. These ever-expanding cities eat up more and more land. Houses are packed together and choke out every tree on the mountainside. Even animal farming has gotten packed in like sardines. As we empty the oceans of fish, maybe there's another way. No, I don't mean raising more fish in the ocean. I'm talking about plant farming, growing seaweed in the ocean. But it doesn't just have to be seaweed. Shellfish can grow there too. A whole variety of food can be grown in the ocean, like seaweed, mussels, scallops, and oysters. And if we put a grain of sand in the oyster, we can also get pearls. New jobs open up as crops have to be maintained, whether it's seaweed or shellfish. Really big farms can use submersible drones to monitor their crops. But can we really eat all that seaweed? I mean, salad isn't that popular. It turns out we have the technology to turn seaweed into plant-based meat. No, your burgers aren't going to be green. It will look and taste just like regular meat. Now you don't have to feel guilty eating that burger because no animal was killed and you're making the ocean better. How? Vote for this show. 1 down, 4 to go. Cheers. Nanotechnology is teeny tiny technology. A nanometer is used to measure atoms or molecules. It's 1/1000th of a meter. New machines have been built that put atoms where they want to build new products. Not only circuit boards with millions of transistors, but graphene, an ultra-strong and durable product. There are a multitude of uses for graphene. But graphene is just carbon atoms in a 2-dimensional lattice. What if we went to 3 dimensions? On the left are diamonds. On the right, graphene. Diamonds are also purely made of carbon atoms, but in a 3-dimensional lattice. Imagine if you could take a pile of newspapers, pull out the carbon atoms, and realign them into diamonds. Or maybe a pile of old clothes you don't want. Even cigarette butts have carbon atoms in them. Just pop them into your nanotech machine and push go. Out comes a small pile of diamonds. Actually, most gems are made of carbon with some other atoms to make them unique. Gone are the days where you're spending $1 million for a necklace. If you want to know how this could be done, vote for this show. 2 down, 3 to go. Cheers. AI stands for artificial intelligence. When you think of artificial intelligence, what comes to mind? The Terminator. Thoughts of Arnold Schwarzenegger coming after you, or hordes of Terminators charging towards you. But that's not what artificial intelligence we have now. Social media is the artificial intelligence that takes over our lives. With its algorithms, it knows what you like. When we open an app or get a text, our brains get excited, which releases dopamine, a hormone that makes us feel good. So when we go on social media, we get rewarded for doing things. For example, getting a like on Facebook. We can't seem to get enough of them. We will do anything to get more likes. And that's when we become addicted. And social media has us hooked. If all we did was post sexy selfies, that would be fine. But social media has a dark side. Conspiracy theories thrive on social media, driving mobs to attack buildings and nations to drive out people, leaving nothing but rubble. To see how AI is winning over you, vote for this show. 3 down, 2 to go. Cheers. Man has always looked to the stars. In 1969, we put a man on the moon. The last time we did that was 1972. Now we have the International Space Station, and it's been orbiting the Earth for over 20 years, with an international crew doing science research. But our hunger for exploration has taken us to Mars. Sure, we will build colonies on the moon, since it's so close to us, but Mars has an atmosphere and a gravity closer to Earth's. Both NASA and SpaceX plan to build colonies there. Unfortunately, we would have to live underground to avoid solar particles and cosmic rays. But there are other places we are targeting. Titan. Saturn has over 80 moons and Titan is the largest. Because of protection from Saturn, we could live on the surface of Titan, but it's really, really cold there. Do you like heat? Then Venus is the place for you. Venus is the closest planet to Earth, but its surface is almost 900 degrees Fahrenheit. If we colonized it, we would have to live high up in its atmosphere in floating cities. As we improve our space technology, going to other planets will become easier and easier. To see how this is going to happen, vote for this show. 4 down, last one. Cheers. In ancient times, China was the world leader. At that time, the world mainly consisted of Asia, Africa, and Europe. China had a great captain of the seas called Zheng He. His dragon ships dwarfed Columbus's ships and all others. But a new leader came into power and China denounced the rest of the world and put up walls. The Middle East also went through a similar phase. It had great leaders like Hammurabi, who developed the first laws of government, and great thinkers like Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. But the strong religious leaders denounced science and relied on faith, and the Middle East went into stasis. With the rest of the world content to live by themselves, Europe embraced science and with it explored the world. At its peak, the British had colonies on every continent, but Europeans got caught up in world wars and destroyed themselves, except for those Europeans who went to the U.S. Will the U.S. follow the same paths as China, the Middle East, and Europe? To see how this is going to happen, vote for this show. Okay, that was 5 shows. Which one did you like the best? Hey, did you figure out why I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra? It's because these clips were just put in during the editing phase. When I filmed this, all I did was go 4 down, 1 to go, then take a drink, and then 3 down, 2 to go, take a drink. I pounded this beer in less than a minute, but that's all right. So that's why I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra. So I can't wait to see which ones you're going to vote for, which show rises to the top. And if you're watching the group, don't let someone drown out your vote. You can, email me or comment on the show separately. Oh, you can only vote once, and the voting ends Thursday, March 18th. But I can be reached by email. You can comment on this show. You can text me or whatever. But you can also change your vote. So if you pick one and then you decide later that you like another one, that's fine. But just get it to me before March 18th. Anyways, I hope you liked the show. And if you did, please click that like button. Of course, if you want to get notified of new shows, you hit that subscribe button. And if you click the little bell next to it, you'll get notified when new shows come up. But until then, keep your beer cold and your inches hot. Cheers.